Hi, my name is Julian Caro. I'm 21 years old. I'm an English major here at CSUB, and I'm also an editor for CSUB's Calliope, which is our academic literary journal.
How did you first get into poetry?
I first got into poetry just by reading. After reading so much poetry, I wanted to try it for myself, and I found it really an accessible art form where it doesn't take too much time up.
You go ahead and introduce yourself.
Oh, well, good afternoon. My name is Bobby, Bobby Paramo. I am part of the current poetry community here in town. I'm 47, and I've been writing and sharing, just under a year. And it's been a wonderful, wonderful experience, and one I continue to to be part of.
Awesome, thank you. So, can you share now how you first got into poetry?
Wow. How I first got into poetry. Well, that was that's a there's I don't really have an exact like time or period. It was more of I guess some teenage years, even pre-teenage years. I was an only child for 9 years, and didn't have that opportunity to express myself, or if I did say I felt a certain way. I grew up in a household where I was kind of like shut down or told I was silly or didn't feel the whatever it was I was expressing. So I just began to write. I used to write, and then I didn't know what I was doing. I just writing sensations and feelings I had. Dad found some stuff I had written. It wasn't bad. It wasn't dark, but he didn't like what I was writing either, and used to hide it. So when he found it, it was very shocking because it was very much very negative. One of those "you feel this way" kind of experiences, and what you can do as a kid. No, 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 I don't feel that way. And I shut down for the longest time. And I would say that probably happened when I would say, anywhere between 9 and 11 years old. So from then till my teen years, I just bottled a lot of emotion up. And then probably high school years, about 14, 15. And then I entered high school, and then I found music. I started listening to more music, and music spoke to me.
Do you write poetry yourself? And if you do, what do you write about?
Yeah, I do think that poetry is seen differently today, because in the past, poets used to be revered. They really used to be respected. Like Shakespeare was very respected for his sonnets. But today, it's slightly more casual. But do still think that there's different aspects of poetry. Like I would consider music to be an aspect of poetry, which still is really revered today. So it's definitely different.
Do you think the younger generations misunderstand poetry or its purpose?
Do I think the younger? Possibly. I'll answer it possibly, and because I can't say yes, and I don't think that the right answer is no, but I will say, just speaking out of my own experience, especially in my younger years, it was a lot of it was either you had, at least my exposure was dark poetry, like was it Edgar Allan Poe, and then you had very rich, very intellectual poetry, and both it was either dark and intellectual, or feelings and intellectual, and neither's wrong, but very it was beautifully said. And sometimes when one can get in their own, basically be their own block, thinking that they aren't intellect or lack the intellect to express themselves that way.